Hi, Jason here. Today I wanted to talk about how to replace the water pump seal on a TRS motorcycle. Start by draining the coolant out of the motorcycle by loosening the bottom bolt on the water pump and the radiator cap. Then lay the motorcycle on its side so we have easy access to the water pump itself. Completely remove the three water pump bolts and move the water pump housing to the side so that you have access to the impeller and the rest of the parts. The impeller unscrews counterclockwise and can usually be done by hand. If it's stuck, a wrench can be used on the wrench flats. Carefully use a pair of picks or small flat blade screwdrivers to pry the old seal out of the cavity. Careful not to scratch the impeller shaft itself. Clean everything up and inspect the bearing of the impeller shaft by trying to wiggle the impeller shaft. Also inspect where the seal is going to ride on the impeller shaft for any grooves or anything else that could cause the seal to fail prematurely. If you find a loose bearing or a worn out impeller shaft, that's going to require further disassembly of the motor and removing the side case from the motor. Jim Snell has a good video on how to position the Kickstarter correctly to get the side case off and back on. I will provide a link to his video in the video description below. We're now ready to install the new seal. Install the seal with the groove facing outward and lightly press into place with your fingers. Then with an appropriate size socket that fits along the outside edge of the seal, finish pressing it into place. Now the water pump seal can be reinstalled, the impeller spun back onto place. This only needs to be tightened snugly by hand. Then the water pump housing bolted back into place. We are now ready to refill the cooling system. I use a large syringe with a piece of bent steel tubing. Once the radiator is full, bleed the air from the cooling system from the bleed screw that is located on top of the cylinder head. Once the air has been bled from the motor, you can then completely fill the radiator, leaving a small airspace at the top of about 10 or 15 millimeters. This concludes my video on a basic water pump seal replacement. You may find worse problems in the motor and require further disassembly, but in most cases this is all that is needed, and this is a fairly easy project that could actually be done during a competition. Thank you for watching.